and welcome to Inner Circle Guidance. Today we're going to be doing a collective reading, but for those of you who are new to the circle, hello and welcome. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I post new readings every single day. And if you're looking for personal services or personal readings, I offer them through my website, innercircleguidance.com. Let's find out what the circle needs to know today. We have the Star, we have the Queen of Pentacles, we have the Nine of Cups, we have the Five of Pentacles, we have the Nine of Pentacles, we have the Page of Cups on the bottom of the deck. I'm seeing here with the Star and with the Queen of Pentacles that you're very much stepping into your power at this time. And this could be that you're stepping into it in a new way, or you are coming to a deeper understanding of it as well, because I'm seeing that some of you have already sort of been on this journey for a while. I'm also seeing that the Star is offering you a lot of divine guidance at this time. And I'm seeing that you are more open to receiving the guidance, you're more open to seeing synchronicities, and you're more open to trusting in your own inner knowledge. What I'm seeing with the Nine of Cups is that this process has led you to being much more happy and fulfilled in your life. I'm also seeing that you have managed to remove a lot of the attachments that kept you enslaved to certain desires. And you are now stepping into more of a becoming energy. You're stepping more into an allowing energy. There's more ease and less resistance that's happening here in your manifestation. There's more confidence. And there's a deeper level of authenticity here. But what's interesting here is that with the Five of Cups, there's still certain things that you seem to be holding on to, certain disappointments or situations. And I'm seeing that this is a temporary thing. You could be experiencing temporary setbacks, or you could be remembering or holding on to past disappointments that are influencing the way that you're choosing to move forward. What I'm seeing with the Nine of Pentacles is that there's a deeper self-knowledge here. There's more confidence that's happening. So you understand here that in order to move past these previous obstacles, to move through maybe these previous setbacks, that you really just need to continue to trust in yourself and use the wisdom of the disappointments in your past to move forward differently. But what I'm seeing that's kind of surprising you here with the Page of Cups is that there's an additional piece of wisdom here and piece of understanding and knowledge that's happening that kind of has taken you by surprise. You've done a really good job of releasing a lot of it. You've come to the understanding that certain things that you need to release come from the positive situations in your life as well as the negative. You don't always solve a problem from your problems. Sometimes your problems actually stem from the impact and the influence of the positive situations in your life. But to take that a step further, a lot of you have learned how to heal and how to release a lot of these situations. You figured out what it was you were holding on to. But I think the piece that maybe you're missing here is that in order to heal a certain situation or an emotion, the healing process is actually the transition of turning one emotion, feeling, thought, whatever, into another. So for those of you who have been working on this healing process and this releasing process, you've been getting down to the roots of things, which is great. And you've been doing this unconsciously, but it hasn't quite clicked yet that ultimately the healing is transitioning one thing to the other. So the things that you know you're still holding on to, or that you still need to release, or that you still need to heal from, you've got to figure out how to take that negative experience or emotion and shift it into something else that's positive. So if it's grief, for example, you can shift your feeling of grief into gratitude for the positive aspects of it. So for example, if someone passes away, obviously you're not going to be grateful that they passed away, but you can be grateful for the time that you had with them. If you're angry, shifting the anger into peace by figuring out how to come to terms with the anger so that then the anger is dissipated and turned into a different energy of peace. You're essentially through the healing process acknowledging the problem, but you're also taking that problem energy or that negative energy or that experience that you don't want, and you are slowly shifting it into something else that you do want to experience, that is in alignment or that is more positive. Some of these situations have taken you by surprise because it's taken you a little longer to figure out how to transition it. And there's been an acknowledgement of a desire to change it, a desire to release it, or for things to be more positive. But I think you've been looking at it from the perspective of, I'm going to point to this negative thing, and then if I point at this negative thing, that's the answer, and I can then just heal. When really the healing isn't just about acknowledgement, it's about transmuting it from one energy to the other. With that being said, what I think you're going to come to find is there's going to be certain things brought to your attention later this week that are going to show you certain things that you're still holding on to. This is now where you can look at that and figure out how can you shift it into something positive. But what's interesting is I think the transition of energy may surprise you in certain aspects. There may be certain perspectives that you need to come to in order to shift the energy or certain realizations, but the goal here needs to be to work on the energy so that it can be shifted into a positive energy. That's ultimately how the healing process happens. It's not just the awareness and saying, okay, I'm just not going to acknowledge it anymore, or I'm just not going to do that anymore, or I'm just not going to feel it anymore. It's the transition. It's transitioning it to a different energy. Now all you need to do is figure out what energy you want to shift it to that feels authentic, because that's the other thing, is it has to be authentically shifted. So you can't be grieving the loss of somebody who passed away and then be like, well, I'm just going to not be sad about it. Emotions are supposed to be in transit. They are energy that transition through you. But part of the transition sometimes, in order to heal, is not just feeling it and releasing it. Sometimes it's feeling it and turning it into something else. The things that you're still holding on to are the things you have to turn into something else. So your goal here is to figure out how to do that. What authentically can you shift your perspective or shift the way you're doing things or your mindset or whatever in order to come to peace or come to terms with that particular experience and then be able to release it. So I'm going to leave the reading here. If it resonated with you, don't forget to like this video and comment your affirmation down below. Your affirmation for this reading is, I am shifting negative energies into positive energies. And for those of you who have been asking me about my crystal bracelets, they were made by my friend Israel at Stone Temple Creations. He hand makes all of his crystal jewelry. I've put his link down in the description below, so feel free to check him out and give him a follow. And as always, may your life be full of light, full of love, abundance, and gratitude. I'll see you next time.